Breaking tonight, no sign of survivors.
This is certainly to be the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern state history.
A chemical tank rupture that's taken a grim toll both on a Longview paper mill and the community built around it.
The priority is ensuring responder safety while treating every victim with the greatest dignity, care.
Tonight, a family grieves and searches for answers as they mourn the grandfather, father, and electrician who worked at that plant for over a decade.
Truly, you couldn't ask for a better dad.
And how records are raising new questions about the plant's history before the deadly blast.
We are focused on helping our responders find and recover those people.
KGW's special coverage of tragedy in Longview continues right now. And first at 6, brand new video that takes us on the ground in Longview shortly after that chemical tank blast. You can see crushed and flipped over vehicles, puddles of liquid, along with a mangled tank at the Nippon Dynaway facility. At this hour, some 36 hours in, recovery efforts continue as crews search for the 9 people still unaccounted for and presumed dead, with 2 people now confirmed to have lost their lives. We're also learning about the environmental impact as that caustic chemical inside the tank leaks into surrounding waterways, including the Columbia. Thanks for being with us. I'm David Mulco, and what's been another tough day for so many across the Northwest. Once again, we have live team coverage as we hear from a victim's family, the plant's owner, and those working to recover the remains of the people still inside. But first to Devin Haskins with the big picture. Devin, a lot of heavy hearts this evening. Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, David, that's right. We're learning a lot of new information today, too, into this spill, specifically what happened to some of that liquid from that tank. We've learned today that some of that chemical, the white liquor that spilled out of that tank, made its way into the Columbia River almost immediately, although we're not sure exactly the impact that it's had on the water quality. We also learned that the amount of liquid that was believed to be inside that tank yesterday is much less than what was initially thought.
Early Wednesday morning, recovery efforts resumed near the tank implosion site.
Recovery efforts began earlier today, and they'll continue to be slow, methodical, and deliberate. The priority is ensuring responder safety while treating every victim with the greatest dignity, care.
As 9 employees remain unaccounted for, today the grim update. Another person declared dead, bringing total confirmed fatalities to 2.
We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history.
Officials today saying the white liquor left in the tank is less than previously thought.
The remaining roughly 25,000 gallons is contained in the tank, is leaking slowly out of the tank, slower this morning than it was yesterday evening, and that has reduced our concern.
The state has brought in 46 members of the National Guard to help with air quality monitoring, recovery, and decontamination. Officials say the blast released more than 500,000 gallons of the highly caustic white liquor, some of which made its way into the Columbia River and nearby dikes.
Our records show that our continuous monitoring for pH on our outfalls that go to the Columbia River showed spikes of high pH material at roughly the initial incident at 7:15 in the morning, and then approximately 2 or 3 hours later.
It's still unclear what the impact of water quality in the river is. Today, a representative from Nippon Dynaway Packaging addressing the tank implosion for the first time.
On behalf of NDP, these are our people. We are focused on our people. We are focused on helping our responders find and recover those people. That is our focus today.
The main focus, the recovery of the 9 remaining employees still unaccounted for.
We have searched the area that is searchable. We do not have the ability to state that we have located all 9, nor the ability to state where those 9 were.
And David, today we learned about a federal investigation that'll look into how that fatal tank explosion happened.
Yeah, federal and state investigations and a lot of questions to answer tonight. Devin, before we let you go, give us a sense of the scale of the response here. How many agencies and people are we talking about, big picture?
Yeah, there's a lot of agencies responding here. Not only do you have the local agencies with the local fire departments, but you also have state and federal. The Washington governor said that they brought in Department of Health, Department of Ecology. You have EPA here as well. So lots of responding agencies here just to get to the bottom of this. get to those and get into recover those 9 unaccounted for employees as well.
That, of course, the recovery and the safety of those responders, the top priority tonight.
Yeah.
Devin Haskins, thank you. Let's bring in Celine Stevens near. Celine, 2 people now confirmed dead. One of those a grandfather, a father, a friend, and a neighbor. What are you hearing?
David, so as more time goes by, we're starting to see more GoFundMes and meal trains on social media as people are starting to identify their family members as victims. We actually heard from the family of one of those victims today who tell us just what they've been going through since they lost their dad to this tragedy.
We do know that he was in critical condition. We were told that he was very calm, which is just my dad. He's always had that calmness in him.
This is Giovanna Bernal. She's the daughter of Gilbert Bernal, one of those who died in the deadly chemical tank blast Tuesday.
Truly, you couldn't ask for a better dad. Honestly, he raised the bar so high.
Eli is his son.
The love he had to give is irreplaceable. We all miss him so much.
The pain felt across the community.
And this is something that will most likely stick in our community for decades.
Over the past 24 hours, Longview resident Abby Davis says friends have reached out, telling her about their injured or lost loved ones who were working at the Nippon Dynawave Packaging Company at the time of the deadly blast Tuesday morning.
Still so hard to watch your friends and your community members experience something so tragic. I was stunned, mostly because I was so hopeful that they weren't affected.
She attended Tuesday night's vigil, and while she acknowledges the community is in immense pain, she says nothing compares to the family's devastation.
The family's living this, and when it comes to what they are experiencing, some of them have lost their entire children. They don't have their children coming home today to them. Their only children are gone. We have people who no longer have their husbands with them or their fathers.
As of Wednesday afternoon, the Longview Fire Department confirmed 7 employees remain hospitalized, and of the 10 people originally transported, 2 have died. 1 firefighter was also transported, but has been released.
No matter what we say, what we do, how much money they are given, nothing's ever going to bring them back. That pain will be there forever.
9 additional people remain unaccounted for, but are presumed dead as recovery efforts take place.
So I just want people to care about each other. I want people to realize that at any moment something horrible can happen, and we should be together, not arguing with each other.
So the identification of that second confirmed death has not yet been released, and we won't have any official identification of these victims until these victims are recovered and their families are notified. David?
Yeah, sometimes it takes a tragedy like this to bring people together. Celine Stevens in Longview. Thanks, Celine. Turns out 4 people injured in the blast received treatment at Legacy Organ Burn Center in Portland. The white liquor in the tank, that's its name, is used to break down wood chips in the paper making process, caused severe chemical burns. The burn center's medical director says patients needed decontamination. Doctors also had to consider the impacts from the fumes and then the blast itself. Legacy Health says 2 patients are still receiving care there. 1 was treated and discharged, and 1 person died from their injuries. Dr. Nick Ishragi praising first responders and the company for quickly sharing information about the chemical so doctors could protect themselves and make treatment plans. He said it does not take much time for caustic chemicals to really cause significant damage.
You know, these are major what we call corrosion burns, and once the skin has been damaged badly, it needs skin grafting, and depending on the amount of stuff we have to do, recovery is in terms of weeks to months and sometimes a lifetime. So these are major, they can be potentially major life-changing injuries.
Life-changing and in some cases, as we've seen, life-ending. Coincidentally, Legacy plans to open its new organ burn center next week, one that's been promoted as being better equipped to handle large-scale incidents. All right, investigator reporter Kyle Boshi is with us now. Kyle, we should note, while it's far too early to get any sense of the cause here, this particular plant has a history of environmental issues as well as fines.
Indeed. We've been looking through state and federal records today, which show the plant has been out of compliance with federal environmental standards for some time and faced significant violations and penalties for air and water pollution. Before investigators even arrived at the scene of a deadly chemical tank implosion, federal and state records indicate there was trouble at the Longview paper mill. Over the past decade, records show, the state of Washington has taken formal enforcement action against Nippon Dynawave Packaging 18 times for environmental issues, with fines totaling more than $43,000. The biggest penalty came in 2018 when the company released air emissions above the specified limits, resulting in a $9,000 fine. More recently, records show, the company was fined in August of 2024 for discharging more solids into its treated wastewater and releasing more sulfur dioxide into the air than the permit allows. It is important to note we don't know if any of these violations are linked to the tank in question. But there's clearly a pattern of environmental issues. According to an online federal database, the Nippon Dynaware packaging plant has repeatedly been out of compliance with the Clean Air and Clean Water Act with significant violations. Officials say the tank failure has not impacted the region's air or drinking water, but testing is still ongoing.
There's so many questions tonight. Kyle Aboshi on that. Thanks, Kyle. Stay with KGW for continuing coverage of the aftermath of the Longview tank blast as crews work to stabilize the tank, remove the liquid inside, and yes, recover and return human remains to their families. You can find the latest anytime at kgw.com or on our free KGW mobile app.